Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon to those of you who are centrally located or on the East Coast. My name's Jessie. I am with Decker Truck Line, and we are going to talk about how to make a little extra money here at Decker. A little, lot, you can do pretty darn well with our referral program, and so that's what we're going to talk about for the most part here today. So during this, of course, this is our Q&A, so if you have any questions, now's the time to ask. And we can answer those live here on the call. And of course, if you want to get a hold of one of the recruiters, then you can give them a call at 888-668-0698. I was typing that in and I couldn't remember it until I said it. 0698 there, but I can't type. So there you go. So I'm assuming you guys can hear me, see me. I can see me. So that means you can see me, I hope. We're talking about the referral program and all that entails, which is just one of the perks that we have here at Decker. And of course, since that's one of the perks, we're going to have a whole lot more. Our equipment is top of the line. We've got additional benefits where you're looking for monthly bonuses, a driver of the month, annual bonuses, and so much more. So if you want to see it, go ahead and check out our blog, which is drivedecker.com/blog. There's a whole lot of information on there for you that you can look through and explore. Otherwise, check out our main website, drivedecker.com. You can apply directly online. You can get a hold of one of the recruiters, like I mentioned, 888-668-0698. If you have any questions, put it in the chat. If you have questions later on, you can still put it in the chat. We can still answer you. It's just not live. And then always available on Facebook as well, which is our Facebook channel, facebook.com/DTL Inc. And that'll get you over to me. Answer any questions. If you message me, I can get back to you right away or pretty darn close there on our Facebook channel. Also on our Facebook channel is our Monday Minute Live, which is our live Q&A on Monday afternoons at 4 p.m. Central. Very similar to our YouTube, but there's usually a few extra questions in there that you might not hear here. So a little bit of information and updates. So we're live here every Tuesday at 11 Mountain Time, noon Central, and live on our Facebook channel, 3 p.m. Mountain Time and 4 p.m. Central. So join us. Don't forget to hit the notification once you subscribe here at our YouTube channel, and that'll do the trick. So before we dive into the referral program, I do want to mention, if you haven't already seen some of our updates on our truck, our equipment, check out some of the videos that we've got going around, little teaser videos going through, showing the new catwalk for the flatbed trucks. Got new catwalk, we've got new headache rack, new side storage for the chains and stuff. Really lots of upgrades, enhancements on the equipment. So we've always had really nice equipment. You probably already know that because that's really attractive. Going down the road, I know a lot of you guys call just for that reason. But if you haven't seen the new ones, you've got to see them. They're sharp. Most of them are 579 Pete's, some 730 Volvos. Actually, the new ones are 740 Volvos for the flatbed and 760 for the refrigerated. But you got to check it out. What's up, root beer? No one likes trucks. What? You're on the wrong channel if you don't like trucks. Hi, Matt. How are you? All right, you guys. Thanks for joining us. We're going to talk about the referral program and what that entails. So the referral program, that is basically for every driver that you refer and, of course, is hired on within the 2019 year, you get a bonus for. So you get paid within the whole bonus within 90 days of their hire. So the first 1, 2, or 3 drivers that you refer within 2019, you get paid $1,500 per driver. The fourth and fifth drivers that you refer in 2019, you're going to get an extra $2,000 per driver. Again, all paid within 90 days. And 6 or more drivers that you refer within 2019, you're going to get an extra $2,500 per driver. Again, all paid within 90 days. The payout is going to be a little bit different based on, obviously, the actual amount that you're getting. So for 1, 2, or 3 drivers. So for the $1,500, you're going to get $250 on their first dispatch. So as soon as they're done with orientation, another $250 after 30 days. And then at 60 and 90 days, you're going to get $500 on each of those payouts. And then, of course, that's usually on on the settlement. So every Friday is our settlement. So direct deposit, every Friday you'll get that. All right. That's right, Wyatt. They love trucks. Love it. Oh, you guys are ornery on the backside over here. All right, so jumping back into the referral program. I'll let this side conversation go for just a moment. So back with 4 or 5 drivers within 2019, the payout on that is going to be again $250 after 30 days, first dispatch and 30 days, and then you've got the $750 payout as well as the $500. So if you have more questions on that payout, you just let us know. We'll give you all of those details. So again, $250 at first dispatch and $500 at 60 days for the payout, and then the $1,000 on your 90-day payout. All referral bonuses are paid after 90 days. That's exactly right. All right. So on the $2,500 payout, so then you've got obviously larger chunks on each go around. You still have the $250 at first dispatch and at 30 days, and then you're going to have the $750 at 60 days, and then you're going to have $1,250 after 90 days. So you're still getting those payouts. That is just the basic, though. That's just the pay itself, because there's a lot of different steps, additional incentives on the referral bonus. So I do want to show you, if you need one of these or want one of these, get a hold of me and I will have them sent out. What these are basically our referral cards, so that you have the breakdown of what the pay incentives are. A couple different formats. I've got this one, which is a little bit larger. Can you guys see this? Might be backwards on your screen. Okay, so this is the amount that you earn per referral. I'm trying to see underneath it. The amount that you earn per referral. These are the incentives themselves. So it breaks down some of those additional incentives that I had mentioned, but didn't go into detail. So you do get additional incentives. We'll go over this here in this next section. And then additional prizes here, which can also fall under this, but this is more of a prize amount, so a monetary amount in addition to the additional incentives. So there you go. So there's one of them. The other one looks like this. And then on the back is where it actually has the additional details. So either one, whichever one you want. If you want one, let me know. You can get a hold of us at marketing@deckermail.com, and we will get those sent out to you, or just get a hold of us on our Facebook channel, facebook.com/Detail Inc. And if you message me, then I'll know that you need me to send you one. And so then I will send you one. Okadoke? All right, cool beans. So we talked about the monetary amount. Let's talk about some of those additional incentives. So the additional incentives, this is the wrong card, but this one, there you go. So you're going to have a t-shirt for the first person that you refer in 2019. You'll receive a t-shirt that we'll send out to you. Of course, we'll get your size and everything and mail that out to you for the first referral that you hire on within 2019. After you've referred 2 drivers in 2019, you get free Sirius radio for a year. Now, we talked about the trucks and all of the equipment. So I'm just going to stop right there for a moment so I can review some of the equipment that we have, so you know what it all entails and why that Sirius radio is handy. All of the trucks are equipped with Sirius radio. They all have navigation, which is company paid, Sirius radio, which we have all the equipment, but the subscription that's your responsibility. Unless you refer 2 or more drivers in a year, then we take care of that for a year. We also have, this is new, we have the Epic View television, Epic View TV. That is just being installed in some of our new trucks right now. Once it's completely installed in our new trucks, then we're going to work on scheduling our current fleet to get updated with the Epic View TV TV programming. So what that is, if you're not familiar, is it's over 100 channels, premium channels like HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, NFL, Sunday NFL Ticket. Those are all part of the 100+ channels that you can get through Epic View. And it's going to come with a TV and then, of course, the system itself so that you can program it to record while you're on the road if the show that you want to watch is going on while you're driving. So that way it's not going to get in your way of planning your day, scheduling your day. It fits right in with life itself. So there you go. That's the Epic View system. Again, that's another perk of here at Decker that's provided for you. Refrigerators in all of the trucks, APUs in all of the trucks. We have bunk heaters, of course, CB units in all of the trucks. We do have the Smart Drive system with the inward and outward facing event recorders. We have the lane departure system. And there is so much more. Now, most of our trucks are, well, pretty much all of our trucks anymore are all automatics. And with the Peets, you're looking at a 12-speed automatic with the Peets and the Volvos. You'll be looking at the 12-speed automatics. The transmissions are I-shift for the Volvo seats, not obviously air ride seats for all of our drivers, but the new trucks that we've gotten, those are all air ride for the passenger as well. And they're double bunk. So all of the 2019s that are coming in are all double bunk as well. So that if you did want to have a rider, we do have that rider policy which is available to you. It's $25 a month and ages 10 to 69. So if you want more details on that, don't forget you can always get a hold of one of the recruiters at 888-668-0698. And Wyatt was raising his hand saying, call me, I'll be here, I'll answer. I saw him, I saw you. Yeah. Okay, so bouncy back. That's why the incentive for the Sirius radio is so handy, because that is one thing that we do provide all of the equipment. It is one of the only things that we don't have a subscription for unless you refer 2 or more drivers for. So any questions on that, let me know. Of course, if you've referred 2 or more drivers 2 years in a row and it's overlapping subscriptions, then let us know and we will have a backup price for you. All right. After 3 drivers referred, after 3 drivers referred in 2019, you get elite business cards, which is similar to like a business card which is going to have your name and information on it. And of course, the telephone number to our recruiting department, which is 888-668-0698. It'll also have the web address, drivedecker.com. And that way they can apply directly online, whoever it is that you're talking to. If you're meeting somebody at a truck stop or maybe they hunted you down there at the shipper or receiver, or they wanted a little bit of more information on Decker. Maybe they wanted a peek inside the truck to see how it was equipped and asking you a few more questions. It's always nice to follow up with one of these business cards because they have your information. They can always, if they're not going to call right away, they can find it a little bit later and give you a holler or give us a holler. And we can help take care of them and hopefully offer them a position if they meet the qualifications, which we will get to the qualifications here in just a few moments so that you know what works and what doesn't. And of course, always call the recruiting department for more details on that. So the elite business cards, those are going to be sent out to you after 3 referrals in 2019. Very handy because once you get those elite business cards, kind of gets the momentum going even more for referrals, because it's so easy to just hand them off and somebody can call in and you might not even recognize that they ended up following through on it. Don't forget that not only the business cards are a handy way to get in the referrals, but you can also send in referrals through our TransFlow app, which has a new interface for 2019, new Decker interface. But our TransFlow app is available. It's for free, whether you're going iPhone or Android, and you can get your referral information there. Side note, also on the TransFlow app, you can check your settlement, your scorecard, your load information, and then of course scan your documents as well. So if you have more questions on that, check out our TransFlow app. We'll get you a link to that as well if you haven't already seen that. Okay, so back to additional incentive. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So we've got the t-shirt for 1, the Sirius Radio for 2 referrals within 2019. 3, you get the business cards. 5, no, I'm skipping a number, I know that, but 5 referrals, you get an elite team member jacket. So this is a referral team member jacket. It's like a driver referral or driver lead type jacket. Very nice. And of course, you do need to have at least 5 referrals to receive one of those. And then of course, we'll get you your size, call you up and get all the details, make sure that we're sending all the right stuff to you. If you have any questions on that, let me know, but you will be seeing some of those designs coming out. Also at 5, now don't forget, once you refer 4 or 5 drivers within a year, you're getting paid $2,000 per driver. So 4 or 5 drivers, that's $2,000 per driver, all paid out within 90 days. And again, that payout's $250 after your first, or after their first dispatch, $250 after 30 days, $500 after 60 days, and $100 after 90 days. There we go. Perfect. Mr. Lovely Fool, what is your question? You have a question? Ask away. Go ahead and put that in the comments there, and I will get to it as soon as possible. Okay. All right. So those also at the 5 mark, if you get 5, if you are a top referrer and 5 is what you've received, then you have a chance, or you have won the grand prize of either $200 or $2,500 in cash, or a trip to Vegas. So Vegas trip or $2,500 cash, but it goes to the top referrer of the year. But the minimum amount, and so I need to be clear on this because I think I kind of jumbled that together, but the top amount or top referrer of the year gets the $2,500 cash or trip to Vegas, your choice. But you have to have at the very least 5 referrals in order to get that, okay? That being said, if you're wondering where you're at on the referral board, you need to go to our referral page, which is drivedecker.com/driver-referral. And if you haven't seen that already, it has a very gorgeous little layout there with some smiley faces so that you know where you're at for the numbers of referrals. And it basically, it looks like a horse race. Who's winning and how many referrals you have. We do have several that have already received their Sirius Radio, and we're constantly getting updates on that. You guys are doing a fantastic job. Not only are you doing a great job driving and moving the freight down the road, but you're also doing a great job representing us too. So we thank you very much for that. So, all right. So, and yeah, thanks, Anna. Provide those. All right. So if you guys have any other questions, let us know. And more information on that referral, we'll talk about some of those other prizes, because we do have some major prizes that happen every quarter. One's coming up here in the 1st of July. So we've got another 20 some days or so before you'll be seeing that. But we have our quarterly drawings. So in April, Stephanie Stocking, I think, is the one that won our first quarterly drawing. Hey, Amy, how goes it? Good to see you. So Stephanie won. Amy, I'm sorry. Stephanie won our first quarterly drawing, and the option for the quarterly drawing is either a laptop, a tablet, or $750 cash. Your choice, whoever is drawn for the quarterly prize. How do you get into that? Well, if you refer somebody, then your name is going to go into the bucket. Now, if you've referred multiple people, then your name will go into the bucket for that or that many times. So have fun with that. Morgan did the drawing for us last month, or not last month, but in April, and for the last quarter. But July 1st, we'll be having another one. So stay tuned. Fun, fun, fun. $750 cash, tablet, or laptop. Your choice. Very fun. All right. Hey, Jackie. Good to see you again. Nice to have you hop on here. All right. So those great prizes. So we've got the incentives. Okay. So we've got the money, the incentives, and then some of the big prizes. Remember, the big prizes are the quarterly prize and that grand prize of either $2,500 or the trip to Vegas. So very cool. Am I missing anything on that part? Don't think so. I'm pretty sure I covered that. All right, I do want to talk about the qualifications, but before I do, I want to remind you to get as a Decker driver, if you're currently a Decker driver, make sure you get your submissions for our springtime scavenger hunt. Get that in. We extended it to the 31st of July because there were a lot of you who just said we didn't give you enough time. Looking back, we really didn't give you much time to fill that out anyways. So what it is that you've got basically 12 of the 12 different submissions that we need to see, and you need to send them in to marketing@deckermail.com. It's basically a selfie with, in this one, planting a seed, so you could be, a flower, or making a new friendship, a selfie with a rainbow, having a picnic outside, all of those. Have fun with them, you guys. It's always a good time and a good opportunity to earn a little bit of extra cash. So yes, more time to have fun, enjoy yourself while you're out there working, and of course, making a little bit of extra money. So what is the payout on the scavenger hunt? You have till the 31st. Don't forget to get all of your submissions in. Payout is $100 for third place, $250 for second place, and the top, or the winner of the scavenger hunt, is going to get an extra $500. So in order to win, you have to submit all 12 of those to marketing@deckermail.com. And then from there, of course, we're going to go off of accuracy and creativity. So let's see. And then you'll be judged off there. All right. Very cool. Side note, Jackie, I love it. Just correcting her. No big deal. All right, very good. Yeah, we encourage you to play. Let me back up. Okay, we are definitely encouraging you to play. We want you to have fun with this. We're trying to create more of a fun environment. You guys are working your tails off. We appreciate it, and we're just trying to find more ways to show our appreciation. So that being said, please make sure that you're choosing the right thing and that you're not absorbing the content or playing the games while you're working. It is supposed to be all of this information that we're providing you, we're trying to make it accessible 24 hours a day. So when you're off the clock, when you've got downtime, you can absorb it at that point. But don't start watching a video when you're going down the road, or be smart about it. Distractive driving, there's already enough distractive driving out there. Don't create another one. These are resources to help you, not to cause problems or for you to be using them at the wrong time. So there you go. That's my thing. That's my soapbox, right? Okay. I wanted to talk about not incentives, but I wanted to talk about qualifications so that you can get some of those referrals and incentives and extra pays and prizes and things like that. So the basic qualifications, and what I'm giving you are just the basic guidelines. There's going to be some gray area, most definitely, because not everybody fits in a cookie cutter. Not all of us do that. So for the most part, we can work with a minimum of 1 month of over-the-road experience or just recent graduates. And I'll go into a little bit more detail on all of these qualifications, but these are the qualifications to work here at Decker Truck Line. What these qualifications, the first step of qualifying is, of course, once you qualify, then we're going to have you come into orientation, and you'll go to a week-long orientation. Once you've completed orientation, then you'll go be out on the road. But you do need to meet not only the qualifications, then get your application approved, and then at that point, go to orientation. Orientation is really a live interview and you're considered hired once you pass your DOT or your both the urinalysis and the hair follicle, because we have both drug tests when you come into orientation. So once you pass that and the road test, that's when you're considered hired with Decker. We do all the pre-approval process ahead of time so that you're not coming in here blindly. but we want to make sure that you meet those qualifications and that you know that coming into orientation, you still need to represent yourself well, represent the company well, and it is, in fact, still an interview, a type of interview, I guess. Hands-on, in the trenches type interview, right? So, all right, so qualifications. Let's get on that. Let me make sure that I'm not missing any questions here before. Okay, cool. So qualifications, flat out basic qualifications. You need to have minimum driving experience. So minimum is either 160 hours or more at an approved school. PTDI certified schools, those are approved schools, 160-hour courses. That's going to include Roadmaster, TDI, a lot of community colleges, institutes. Those are PTDI certified schools. ICC, again, another community a college. There are a lot of them that I can't just name all of them. 160 Driving Academy, again, another course that we do hire directly from. So if you have a question on whether or not your school qualifies for the minimum experience, just give us a call. We'll find out. Our number again for the recruiting department is 888-668-0698. And then we will go ahead and determine if that school does meet our minimum qualifications. Okay, so you have the course is one option for minimum qualifications. The next one is your minimum experience. 1 month of driving over the road tractor trailer will get you will be enough experience to get you into our training program. So both of these, both the course and the 1 month, they can get you, it's enough to get you approved to get you into our training program. So once you complete orientation, you're not going to be going solo. You'll go with a trainer for anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks. We'll pay you $500 a week while you're with a trainer. And then once you've completed that section, then you'll move on to going solo in your own truck. You'll be going solo and making some money that way. So obviously you make quite a bit more money, double if not more than when you're with a trainer. So those are basically the steps of experience steps. Okay, now if you come aboard and you have a year of experience, and really if you have 8 or 9 months of over-the-road experience, you can qualify to skip the training section. So you've got course, 1 month, you have that little section where you can have anywhere from 5, 6, 7, 8 months, 9 months to skip over the training to go straight into a solo position. But if you don't have 1 full year of experience, I do need you to know that when you come into orientation, you're going to be tested on your skills, your driving skills, your knowledge of all of that in order to avoid going with a trainer. So if your skill level is not up to the standards of our driver trainers' expectations, then you'll need to go with a driver trainer. If we feel that you are safe and qualified to go solo and meet all of those expectations, then we can transition you into a solo position. So that's basically our guideline. If you have questions, just ask away, ask in the comments. We'll answer it for you right away. Thanks, Anna. Anna put that number up there for you as well. So 888-668-0698 to answer your questions on any of those levels of experience. Okay, so that's just the experience part. Okay, if you have a year of over-the-road experience, you don't have to have that extensive road testing. Now, everybody's going to have a road test when they come in. So there is a difference between the extensive road test, which is going to be more detailed, a lot more thorough and more involved. And that's for somebody who has minimal experience, where somebody who has at least a year of experience, the basic road test will get you approved and transitioned into a solo truck once orientation's over. Okay, so that's the experience. Now for tickets, moving violations, things like that. Tickets and moving violations. We can work with tickets and moving violations within the last 3 years. However, there are some tickets or moving violations that we absolutely can. I'm going to say tickets from now on, because if I keep adding moving violations in the midst of it, it's going to be a really long video. So if you have a ticket, a major ticket, then of course we can't work with those within the 3-year period. There are exceptions. Like I said before, there is some gray area that sometimes we can make an exception, but for the most part, they cannot be within the last 3 years. Some of those examples of major moving violations or major tickets are 15 over ticket. So that one's going to be a major one. So these alone that I'm naming right at this moment, these alone will disqualify you from working at Decker until they are 3 years old. So a ticket that is a speeding ticket that is over 15 miles per hour, driving under the influence of alcohol. So a DUI or DWI, anything like that, OWI. Let's see, following too close. That's another one that's an erratic lane change. And I'm probably going to miss some, but here's just the basic. What was the other one that I was going to say? The reckless, careless driving. Obviously, those have to be at least 3 years old. Mobile phone devices. If you're on a mobile phone, automatic disqualification. If you were driving on a suspended license, again, an automatic disqualification. All right. Those are automatic disqualifications within the last 3 years. If you have any questions on your tickets, give us a call. We'll talk through it, see what else you have on your record, because all of that kind of stuff is going to factor in. Now, those are what's on your MVR. You also have a PSP report that is run, and the PSP report is a reflection of your inspections. So this is going to be a DOT report. If you were given a warning during a DOT inspection, or if you were pulled over by a DOT officer and given a warning, that is going to weigh the same as if you were ticketed. You've got your MVR, motor vehicle record, and then you've got your PSP report, which is a pre-employment screening program. This PSP is basically your CSA score. Every time that you have an inspection, you'll have the name of the company that you are working for, their DOT number, your license, the state that it happened in, if you passed the inspection, if there were any write-ups on the inspection, if you had a DOT recordable accident or were involved within the DOT recordable accident. Now, it doesn't say whether or not you were at fault in it, but it does identify if there was a tow, if there was an injury, of course, if it was DOT. So that's going to, and if that's a commercial, then that will, of course, be on your PSP report. Just because you are giving a warning does not mean that we can work with that ticket. Because, and I guess the best way to describe that is it's still visible to us. And I don't know if a lot of you recognize that just because you were given a warning and the officer says, oh, this is just a warning, it's fine, it's not against you. It is on your PSP report. It is against you. So if you have questions on that, please give us a call. We'll do our best to explain. If I'm not doing a very good job now, ask away. Let me make it as clear as possible for you so that you get the difference between them. But if it's on your PSP report, it does count, okay? If it is a ticket, like a basic ticket, so a low point ticket, a speeding ticket, 1 to 5 over, 1 to 10 over even. If it is a traveling in the wrong lane or stop sign violation or light violation, things like that, those are going to be tickets that we can work with within a 3-year period. And you can actually have more than one of those tickets in a 3-year period for us to work with it. Ideally, you don't have anything, but if you have 2 tickets within a 12-month period, we can work with it as long as they are minor tickets. So 2 is the maximum that I can work with within the last 12 months, 2 tickets within the last 12 months. 2 minor tickets in the last 12 months I can work with. However, if either of those are major, it's an automatic disqualification, absolutely automatic. If you have 3 tickets within the 12-month period, I cannot work with it. If you have 3 tickets within the last 3 years, but only 1 in the last 12 months, I can move forward. If you have 2 tickets within the last 12 months and 1 ticket that's 3 years old or just coming up on 3 years, then I can still work with it depending on what the tickets were for. If there's consistency in speeding, that's my gray area where we may not choose to work with it if there's a lot of speeding, a lot of violations that we're seeing consistent, a habit that you haven't yet broke. All right. Now, the same type of situation for my accidents. There we go. My accidents as for my tickets. I can work with 2 minor incidents in the last 12 months, and I can work with a total of 4 minor incidents, same as over here with the tickets, 4 minor tickets in the last 3 years. They do have to be minor, and that is the top. So minor is going to be like some of the incidents or accidents that are written up from a lot of companies could be running over the grass. I know that probably sounds silly as I say it, but it is something that I see very often, and it is considered an accident or an incident. Backing up and hitting a light pole, or clipping a trailer as you're turning into a parking lot, things like that. Those are incidents that we can work with. And of course, these are preventable. So if you have non-preventable accidents or incidents, those aren't going to we're not going to look at those at all. Not necessarily not look at them, but they're not going to weigh into whether or not you qualify for the position because they're non-preventable. But if we see a consistent amount of backing, if all of your accidents are backing and there seems to be a pattern, or all of yours are turning and there seems to be a pattern, that's something that we're going to address. And if we do choose to move forward, and bring you into orientation, that is something that we're really going to stress during your driving test. Make sure that you do that part, excel in that part compared to what we've been seeing. See you, Jackie. You have a good one. Thanks for joining us. So the next thing, those are just the steps for, or the qualifications for tickets and accidents, okay? If you have questions on the accidents, let me know. I am going to dive into the preventable DOT recordable accidents. Those are the big ones that will automatically disqualify you. So if you were involved in a major accident, a DOT recordable accident, and what qualifies as a DOT recordable accident is that you're in a commercial vehicle, that someone was injured, and it only needs to be one of these, by the way, an injury, a tow, or the amount is deemed high enough to consider it DOT recordable. And that's usually the insurance company that determines that. So if someone was injured, if the vehicle was towed, it's automatically a DOT recordable accident. If you were ticketed, then it would be a DOT recordable accident. Whether or not it's preventable will be based off of what the insurance company deems, which they have read from the accident report. So the accident report itself is extremely handy. If you are fighting an accident being reported on, I'm going to use Higher Right as an example, but if you're fighting an accident being reported on a reporting system by a previous company, then having the copy of the accident report will help you to fight that, if it is, of course, in your favor. If you're coming aboard 2-decker and you have an accident on your record, please get a hold of the accident report and send that to your recruiter so that we can show that we've done our due diligence, you've done your due diligence to make sure that, yes, in fact, you do qualify. It wasn't preventable because we see that it wasn't preventable based off of this report that was written up by the officer. And then we can submit that for approval. Now, without that accident report, then we are going to be contacting previous employers, which we're going to do anyway, but because that's part of the approval process. So we have to contact, that's what I wanted. We have to contact previous employers for the last 3 years. All of your employers within the last 3 years, whether they're DOT positions, non-DOT positions, they could be in the trucking industry, they could not. We have to verify everybody in the last 3 years. If you have unemployment stints, we have to verify those in the last 3 years. I'll go into detail here in just a few minutes on that, but I want to make sure you understand that we are responsible for verifying that you do qualify for us. That is our responsibility as the recruiters. We want to make sure that we can get you approved. Okay, so we're going to ask you a whole lot of questions, and we're hoping for a whole lot of answers, giving you, well, one answer per thing at least, but per question. But please bear with us as we go through this process and get you approved. And we're going to walk you through that application. Once we get that application, we're walking you through it, making sure, okay, so we've got the accidents on here, we've got the tickets, we've got the right address, we've got your experience, your work history, your license information, all of that, your school information, if it's fairly recent. So we're going to have all of those details on your app and walking you through that to make sure that we have what we need. And of course, obviously, there's a process of giving everything you need from us too. And so we're pretty darn thorough with that to make sure that we're all on the same page. So that is the tickets and the accidents. Any questions on the DOT reportable accidents? It has to be a preventable accident in order for it to count against you. If you were involved in a non-preventable DOT recordable accident in the last 3 years, we can work with that. If you were not at fault, we can work with it. And again, that's why the accident report is so vital for you to provide to us so that we can move forward with that. Okay, accidents, incidents, age. We can work with, if you have an interstate license and you've been a Class A CDL and you've been running tractor trailer, then we can move forward. So you can be 21, 22 years old and we can move forward with that position. So if you have questions on that the age limit on it is you need to have a Class A CDL. So if you qualify for that, you qualify. And well, at least in that part of it. So that box is checked. Let's see, other qualifications. Work history definitely weighs into the qualifications of our position. We want to see that you are looking for a good, solid company, one that's going to take care of you. But in order for us to feel that that's what you're looking for, that's why we're holding the conversation. That's why we're asking you all these questions and we're trying to get to know you more to make sure that we are going to be a good fit for you. Because if we feel that we're not going to be a good fit and that you're going to come on and, a couple weeks down the road or a couple months down the road, leave because we aren't the type of company that you were looking for. Maybe you were looking for something different. That's something we want to avoid. We want to find someone who's going to be a right fit for us and that we are a right fit for them. And work history, that's what weighs in. You do need to know that the trucking industry is other companies or other industries out there. So one thing that we see that's very common is people who are just coming into the industry, they don't recognize how much you guys sacrifice for us to be out on the road as long as you are. You sometimes, 2, 3, 4 weeks out on the road at a time. And then, and then coming in for home time. Well, people don't always recognize that coming into the industry, how taxing that can be on you. And if you're starting to jump jobs a lot, job hopper, then that's the pattern we're seeing. We don't want that. You don't want that. But maybe this industry isn't what you're needing. Maybe it's a completely different style of driving that you're looking for. Anyways, that's after I get off of that. I just wanted to make sure that you understand that work history definitely does weigh in. If you have too many jobs or too short of stints in positions, then we need to reevaluate whether or not you're going to qualify for us based off of those standards. Also, unemployment gaps. Those are also going to need to be identified on your application. It's the fact that you were unemployed or that you weren't working, maybe you were a caretaker or whatever, that's fine. It just has to be identified on your application so that we've done our due diligence. We've covered every month, every time period while in the last 3 years so that we've done what we're supposed to do. Work history. All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else on that matter. Oh, yes. If you've left companies in poor standings, that's obviously going to weigh very heavily. So if you were terminated, we're going to need a statement for why you were terminated. If you left, we like to know what your reason for leaving was. Again, a lot of that is so that we can better understand if we're going to be a good fit for you. We are not manufacturing here. We want to make sure that we are hiring on quality professional drivers and that we are giving you the same in return. We are giving you a quality company, professional, respectful company, and very appreciative of all the dang hard work that you guys have been doing. So we want to make sure that we're a good fit. Reason for leaving will help us to understand that when we have our first discussion with you and get to know you and what you're looking for, it's also going to help us to understand that. Truck abandonments. That's another one. That's the one that we just don't want to see. I mean, in the industry, you see truck abandonments, and that's a red flag because it's companies are afraid to work with individuals with that on their record because they don't want to be stuck with a massive expense of going to go get a truck in an area that, I don't know, can we work with? Speaking of area, let's hit on that. So hiring area is crucial. If someone calls in and they ask, hey, I want flatbed, and they're in an area that I don't have flatbed, don't press it. Don't, if I tell you I don't have it in there, don't try and make it work. And the reason I say that is home time is important. We need home time, whether you're taking it every week, whether you're taking it every 3 weeks, you need your home time. If I can't provide you that home time, I'm not going to make you happy. I don't want to, again, hire you on just to see you leave. My job is to make sure that I'm taking good care of you and that we are doing our best to make it your best. And if you're outside of our hiring area, we can't get you home and we can't make you happy. And I can't blame you because that's how I would be. And then we can't get you the freight to get you home. And, obviously that's going to factor in. And maybe the running lanes are. So where you live is extremely important based off of what we have available out of your area. And if you call and talk to one of the recruiters, you can find out what options we actually have out of your area. So our number to our recruiting department is 888-668-0698. Talk to a recruiter, find out what options we have out of your area. And then, and then at that point, let them ask you those questions to find out what it is that you are really looking for. Unless you flat out know you want that position, and maybe there's a dedicated or maybe there's an over-the-road position that you want that one. And then just, okay, just tell me on this one. Tell me about this position. This is what I want. So a hiring area is extremely important. If we don't have the freight there, we can, of course, try and get more freight out of that area. But until we have it established, you don't want to just jump on blindly because you just never know if it's going to work out, okay? Here we go with the hiring area. Most of our hiring area in the West is refrigerated. If you live in Washington, California, and Oregon, I can hire flatbed out of those states, those things. I can hire flatbed out of Washington, Oregon, and California. However, I do need you to know that the home time is every 4 weeks. So quite a bit different home time than that same division, that same flatbed division, if you live in Texas or Georgia or Alabama or Oklahoma. So if you live in the Southeast, then we can pretty much get you home every other weekend, unless you live in Georgia or Alabama, which I can get you home weekly. And that's in my flatbed division. If you live in the Midwest, then most areas that we hire for the flatbed in the Midwest, I can get you home on a weekly basis, at most every 2 weeks. And again, call, make sure that you're in the hiring area if that's indeed what you wanted. If you live in Minneapolis or areas of Iowa, parts of the east part of Nebraska, if you live in Indiana or Illinois, for the most part, we can get you home on a weekly basis and with options. So refrigerated flatbed and possibly even van. So again, if you have questions, the recruiter's the one you want to call, 888-668-0698. And if you're referring somebody in an area that you're not positive whether or not we hire out of, that's no big deal. That you just get a hold of your recruiter. You can call your recruiter. You can give the driver your recruiter's number. You can do both. You can send it over the TransFlow app, which is extremely handy. And then we've got record. We can follow up on it, of course. But those are all things that are going to be extremely handy in helping you to get quality referrals, which of course gets you extra cash. Any other questions on the hiring requirements? I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I might have missed. If you are on any type of probationary period, if you are on any probation, I cannot work with probation. You have to be off of it, okay? Unless it's our safety probation where we can work with. All right, I'm just going to give you 1 moment or so to ask. If you have any additional questions, feel free to ask. As always, please subscribe so that you don't miss any of our Q&As so that you can have information like this. And of course, don't watch it while you're driving. But please subscribe, ring the bell. So if you click on the bell, it'll notify you every time that we go live, which is noon Central on Tuesdays. And then if you haven't already subscribed, followed our Facebook channel, facebook.com/DTLinc. Then follow us, because not only do we go live for our Q&A on Monday at 4 p.m. Central, but we are constantly providing information on there as well for updates and announcements. We like to celebrate on our Facebook page. So of course, we've got to celebrate our Million Mile winners and our Driver of the Month winners, and always got to show off these nice trucks that we've got rolling down the road. So we enjoy some of those as well. But you guys have, keep sending those in. We love seeing those pictures. Any questions that you have after our live event, if I don't see a comment, then, or if you add a comment, I guess, into the thread, then I can get back to you right away on that for our YouTube channel. But you can also get a hold of us on our Facebook channel. If you message us, we can answer that for you as well. But as always, you can get a hold of one of the recruiters at 888-668-0698 or apply online at drivedecker.com. We do have a couple of different positions available, dedicated, local, regional, home daily, I guess. So not necessarily local at this time, but home daily, which is fairly local. And then we've got several over-the-road positions available as well. So if you have any questions based off of where you live, got to get a hold of a recruiter. You can submit your applications at drivedecker.com, but call a recruiter just to kind of go over some of those basic details and make sure before you fill out your application even that you're in the hiring area and that we have what you want out of your hiring area. So 888-668-0698. Any other questions on the qualifications and the referral program? I'm going to remind you one more time that the referral program pays out after 90 days or within 90 days, not after, within 90 days of your referred drivers hiring on. If you refer 1, 2, or 3 drivers within 2019, you're going to get $1,500 per driver that refers. Pays out at $250 on first dispatch, $250 after 60 days, or I lied, $250 after first dispatch, $250 after 30 days, and then $500 after 60 and 90 days. There you go. And if you refer 4 or 5 drivers within the 2019 year, then you're going to get $2,000 for each driver, again, paid out within 90 days. More information on this, go to drivedecker.com/referral driver referral. There you go. drivedecker.com/driver referral. Okay. But $2,000 for 4 and 5 drivers referred in 2019, and the payout is $250 after first dispatch, $250 after 30 days, $500 after 60 days, and $1,000 at the 90-day mark. Okay, and for 6 or more drivers hired on within 2019, you get $2,500 per driver, and that one again, $250 at first dispatch and 30 days. At 60 days, it's going to be $750 paid out, and a lump sum of $1,250 paid out on 90 days. So there is a great opportunity there for you to get extra money, and not only just extra money, extra cash, but a whole lot of additional incentives. So have fun with it, and have fun playing the scavenger hunt, you guys. That's going on right now. You have till the 31st of July, so you've got 2 extra months to get your submissions in. We love seeing them. And like I said, have fun with them. Be creative, because you want to win that extra $500. If not, if not the 500, you've got 250 or 100 to win. So have fun with that. Get that submitted. You can find that on our Facebook page and our blog, drivedecker.com/blog. Cool. All right, Anna, what am I missing? Anything? Yes, we do have the pet and rider policy. Remember I mentioned that our new trucks all have double bunk. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Our pet policy is 55 pounds or less, and they do need to be non-aggressive breeds. Paperwork on it, of course, we have to have all the paperwork, and you can get a hold of one of the recruiters for additional details because we can mail you over or email you over the pet policy. It is $100 down for the pet policy, $750 deposit. $250 of that is non-refundable for cleaning and detailing and stuff like that. So that's what that is. Any other questions? Perfect. I don't see anything else. One dog. That's right. One dog up to 55 pounds. Okie dokie. All right, we're good. So if you guys have any other questions, or if you just want to say hi, come say hi on our Facebook channel. Give one of the recruiters a call, 888-668-0698. They'll take good care of you. And pass on your referrals. There you go. Through TransFlow app or by phone. Either one will work. But it's all about making it easy for you guys, making it accessible because you're working off your tails off as it is. All right, you guys, you did an awesome job. Thank you so much for all your help. And if you need anything, hunt us down. We will see you next Monday at 4 p.m. Central on our Facebook channel, facebook.com/detailing. And next Tuesday here on our YouTube channel. And that is at noon Central. And if we have any updates for you throughout the week, we, of course, will let you know either here on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook. So that's why you want to be on both. Check out our Instagram, too. We're all over the place. Well, maybe not all over, but we're all over. Okay. Say bye to Miss Anna, and thank you so much for taking care of us, Anna, and answering all these questions. If there's anything else, I guess you know how to get a hold of us. All right. Have a great rest of your week, you guys. Be safe. Bye-bye.